starting to realize that they can do something. They matter. We can get stuff done. It is important to be involved. And so, like I said, I just got involved. Here I am.
I want to say this guy is an Energizer rabbit. He's been out on Gervais Street every day, dancing and singing and making it fun to be waving a sign.
Well, my name's Dominique Samuels. I'm with Occupiers Columbia. You guys know that. It's actually a funny story how I started occupying. I was actually just walking through Main Street and like, hey, what are all these people doing? Then my friend who was with me was like, Dominique, are you serious? I'm like, but anyway. And I'm like, so I started talking to some of the people and started figuring out what they're all about. And then I'm thinking, well, this is kind of about my future too, because I'm going to college next year. I'm going to start college. And it is kind of ridiculous, just insane how much it costs to go to college. Like, you're going to be paying off student loans for 20 years after you're done. And I think that's my personal reason for doing the whole Occupy Columbia thing. Because I don't want to have to be, like, basically like part of the system for 20 years, being forced to be a part of it, just to be able to live a decent life, you know? That's what I'm saying. And I'm out there kind of want to raise everybody's spirits, because when the people are out there, it's cold and raining, you need someone to be like, hey guys, let's dance. So that's why I'm out there too.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Wayne Borders. I started coming out to Occupy Columbia, I believe it was sometime last Monday, was my first General Assembly. And what brings me out to the State House grounds, maybe not every single day, but every day that I can make it, is that I feel that at the very core of this is a very kind of a global awakening of consciousness to the fact that we acquiesced our power as a people, as an entire, worker class, to a bunch of people who we say represent us when we all know they don't represent us, because every day we wake up and every day they make decisions, we are always at the tail end of any of those decisions, if we are even considered. And so it's not my own personal situation with student debt, with not making enough money at, the job I work that brings me out. It's also for the sake of my little brothers and sisters who aren't politically aware or awake. It's for the children who have yet to be born. It's for the society that we know we should have, that we haven't created yet.
All right.
Mic check.
Mic check.
My name is Hannah Fox.
My name is Hannah Fox.
And I found out about Occupy Columbia.
I found out about Occupy Columbia.
The first day. One of my friends called me. And asked me if I was going to the Occupy. And I thought, what is the Occupy? So I took it upon myself. To do a lot of research. After doing so, I went out and I saw the amount of passion people have out here. It is a beautiful thing. I've gotten so much criticism. And cynicism from the community. Every time I go out to
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right. My name is Dylan Corbett.
My name is Dylan Corbett.
And I won't do a mic check for time's sake. But,
You want to use the mic, Dylan?
sure. Well, I won't take it off to save you guys some trouble. But, yeah, I'm here at Occupy Columbia because never in my life and have I ever seen anything like this. I have, been involved in advocacy in the state for quite some time on one issue here, one issue there, one issue, somewhere else. But never in my life have I seen a movement that is all-encompassing, that everyone who has an issue or a grievance to air can come and air that grievance. Never in my life have I seen that. And are there any here among us who were involved in the struggles 40 years ago in the civil rights era? I think that you would all realize, that this is similar. This is similar in that people are mobilizing. People are aware there's a problem. There are grievances that need to be aired and need to be taken care of. And I make this parallel constantly. 90% of campaign contributions are coming from corporations. 10% are coming from you and me who want to make a difference. I've had people come up to me and say, you know what, if you want change, you go to the ballot box and get change. And I'm here to say, so far, that's been ineffective.
Right.
So the way that we need to get change is we need to influence this movement. We need to mobilize. We need everyone aware. We need to inform our neighbors of what's going on around us because this movement is happening with or without you. And this movement is going to sustain itself with or without the naysayers, all the get-a-jobs, all that. Without all that, it's going to happen anyway.
Yes.
So what really brought me to Occupy Columbia is that I see the inequity there. I see that 90% of campaign contributions are coming from corporations and 10% are coming from us. And I see that 90% of the policies that are being made are to benefit those corporations and 10% are to benefit us. So for the sake of brevity, I would like to formally invite all of you to come out to the State House. Show your support. If you can make it 1 day a week, if you can make it 7 days a week, I see a lot of familiar faces here. You're all needed. All we need are warm bodies, heads to bounce ideas off of. But this movement will propel itself. We are influencing policies. We're working locally. For those of you who may ask what exactly Occupy Columbia is doing in Columbia, for example, we're working on this Assembly Street development. We're working on creating transparency in our city and local governments. We are working to practically influence policies that are being made now and in the future. And I really think that this movement serves to reinforce my belief in humanity and my faith in humanity and the fact that you cannot institutionalize oppression without the people rising up because that's what it takes to make change.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I wanted to speak to his point first and say that nobody asked me to come. Nobody asked any of us to come. We just met on Facebook and we just wanted to do it. And we just did it. So, what attracted me, I saw the connection with my personal issues with the Wall Street protest, with the environment and war and different things that I had been fighting for and never had been heard. But when I came out, I realized a lot of people had different issues that also weren't being heard. And the connection I saw was that we were all the people that could not afford a lobbyist. And to me, if you're one of the people that don't have a private lobbyist, you should have stood up and been with us. You should
All right. I can tell you guys a bunch of stories, all right? But I'm in my 50s. I want to give you something you can use, all right? I went to civics class during the 70s, all right, when George McGovern and all that. 68, 69, that timer set the bar high, all right? Ever since then, ever since I started voting, I voted against Reagan twice, everything's been going downhill, all right? All I've seen, nothing. People think I'm crazy, all right? Now, all of a sudden, we're coming out of the woodwork here, all right? This thing, folks, this thing is real, all right? And here's the story I want to tell you. I went up to Columbia, all right? And I spent a night out there on the lawn. About 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, all right? And up in front of me was this big glass and steel corporate bank, all right? Just pouring out energy, all right? And behind me was this concrete government edifice that was empty. These guys got cushy digs, and they couldn't even bother being there. And I looked around me, and huddled on the ground in the cold sodium lights were these people in sleeping bags. And for just a moment, I had a moment of perfect clarity. I could see the battlefield from one end to the other, folks. All right, and that's where it is. All right, and if you want to see that thing, that metaphor, go out and see these folks. They got it. And thank you.